Hello, my name is Nick with BoatEFX, and today we're going to be installing a step system on this Camus boat. So here you can see the tools that are required to do the job, and you can use power tools. That's what we're going to do in this video, but standard tools like ratchet and wrenches work just fine. So here you'll be needing a 5/8 wrench and a 5/8 socket for the 7/16 bolts that will install the step bracketry. And then we'll be moving on to a 1/2 inch. I recommend using 2 because when you attach the step to the bracket at that union, some of it gets a little tight where you might struggle using a socket. So that's why I recommend that. And if you go with our optional angled handle, you will need a 7/16 wrench, and you can use 2, or the ratchet and socket will do just fine. All right, today we will be installing a 3-step system. We do have an option to upgrade to a 4-step system for bass boats, but this customer selected our 3-step, which is our most standard size. He also had selected our angled handle, which is an upgrade. It comes as 2 pieces. The top piece attaches to the lower piece, 2 round flanges with 4 slotted holes, giving it 360 degrees of selection. And then here, we have the standard handle option that you'll get if you don't take part in the upgrade. It's 34 inches, and on both of them, we do install a rubber grip for additional comfort. As for step installation, once the winch post size has been identified, that will determine the hole spacing in your bracket, your mounting bracket here, back plate included. To install your mounting bracket, which is the first step of our installation process, you need to locate your bag of 7/16 bolts. There you'll find 4 of them with all the washers and hardwares. And then that also includes your handle mounting bolts. To attach your mounting bracket to your step here, you'll see 8 slotted holes on each. Those, you'll have a pack of 5/16 by 1 inch, and that's how you attach that union together. This customer also took part in our EVA foam upgrade for the steps. We have several different colors, all with a gray top or a black top, and then you get to pick the base color. If this customer did not take part in this upgrade, what we would typically send is our anti-slip grip tape. The cool thing about this grip tape is that it has a UV strip that soaks up sunlight. It'll glow in the dark for you at night, early in the morning. So this is everything that you'll find in your box and everything that you'll need to get the job done. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. Here we're just preparing to install our bracket, which is the first step in our process of installing our steps. So here you're going to take your bracket and your 7/16 bolt, run it through, take your backing plate, put it on the other side like this, and from there you'll take one of your washers and your 7/16 nuts and start, and then do that process 4 times over. So here we have all of our nuts started on each bolt. It's good to keep it loose like this so you can get your proper height adjustment. And of course, this can be a one-man job, but it is easier if you have 2 people. Also, you'll see that we are mounting on the winch post or winch stand. In some circumstances, we will mount on the trailer tongue if the winch post is not available for mounting. And we have also known to mount on the frame of the trailer, which is where it Y's back from the trailer tongue, if those other 2 options are not available. So we just finished tightening down our 7/16 bolts. As you can see here, you may see some bending in the back plate. That's actually something that we look for. That's how we know that this bracket is tightened down as well as it can be, and there will be no, turning or, too much additional flex in your steps. Now we will move on to putting our step system on, matching these 2 unions, utilizing our 8 5/16 by 1 inch bolts. So here we are putting on our 5/16 washers onto our bolts prior to installation. So now we're going to grab our step system and meet it up with our bracket here. So you can bring it down, and you don't have to worry about these slots matching up. Those are there so you're able to get the proper tilt in your step, so you can actually rotate it and see that there's going to be options for all 8 of your bolts. Just make sure that you get your steps nice and level. All right, so you're going to bring your steps and match them with your union using one of your 5/16 bolts. You can put it in to the slot, take a washer and one of your nuts, and I use the step and kind of pull down on the bolt so it gets snagged on both. That way you can get your first one started. You can let it free hang as you go ahead and continue to put bolts in, just keeping in mind that you want your steps to be nice and level. And you can get a level to put on top of this, or you can just eyeball it. All right, so we have all 8 of our 5/16 by 1 inch bolts in, and we left it loose. That way you're able to get your steps level the way you like. And our goal is to try to keep this top step 4 to 8 inches away from your rub rail of your boat. It looks good where we have it right here. That way you don't have to worry about any kind of collision as you're putting your boat on your trailer. And it's also far enough away that you don't have to worry about any kind of collision with the bumper of your truck as you're making turns. Alrighty, so we got all our bolts in and we kept them loose. Got our step exactly where we want it, nice and flat and level. So we're gonna go ahead and proceed to start tightening down our 5/16 by 1 inch bolts. And you know, me personally, I like to do it in a star pattern, same as, you know, when you put your tire back on your truck. You will see some turn in the step. You can kind of use your body to keep it locked in where you want it. I still leave them a little loose. That way you can come over here and make adjustments as you go. So here we have everything snug, and our step is positioned the way we want. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten them all the way down. You may see some bend in your washers, and that's not an issue. It's a very common thing to see. So just make sure you get them tightened down as much as they'll go. So our next step is going to be to install our angled handle. Now the installation of the angled handle lower piece here, these 2 bolt holes, will match up with these 2 that are right here, and it's the same installation technique for your standard handle. So we're gonna locate our last 2 5/16 bolts that were in the same Ziploc bag as the 7/16 bolts that we use to install our bracket, and we'll put our washers on those 2. Gonna go ahead and get them started, get them matched up here. Take your washer, put it on there first, then your nut. Get them started up. Just kind of let that free hang like that while you go back and find your 1/2 inch wrenches. We're just gonna get them snug so we can make sure our handle is perfectly perpendicular with our top step here. Keep everything straight. Make sure everything looks good. That looks pretty good there. We'll go ahead and finish tightening them down. All right, so now we're gonna take our angled handle top piece and locate our bag that is labeled angled handle bolts. And there you'll find 1/4-20s by 3/4. So go ahead and open that up. Same as always, we're going to put our washers on first. That way they're just ready to go. And also having our ratchet and wrench handy, 7/16 socket and wrench. And of course with any of this, the direction in which your bolts go is completely up to you. But I always just like to bolt through a surface, so we're gonna go ahead and just bolt down. And get a couple of those started, and here you can see that due to these slotted holes, you have adjustment, so you can angle your handle in, away, towards, whatever you like. Most people seem to prefer keeping it out like this. That way you can use your handle as a guide as you make your step onto your boat, or from your boat onto your step. And then really, you know, depending on what main direction you wanted this to face, now you'll still have some adjustment here in the top piece. Once you tighten all your nuts down, you're gonna lose that adjustment. So I would recommend snugging them up, getting exactly where you want, and then tightening it down. We got it where we want it. And so we're just gonna go ahead and tighten these all the way down and just snug them up until they don't want to spin anymore. So this customer also took part in our anti-theft protection upgrade called Step Locks. And in your Step Locks bag here, you'll find a socket and 3 tamper-proof nuts. You'll have 2 for the 7/16 bolts and 1 for the 5/16 bolts. What we like to do here is go ahead and utilize the hardware that comes in that Ziploc bag with your 7/16 bolts to get everything tightened down. And then if we install this upgrade for a customer, we just take off one of the nuts while everything is still tight, put that one on, tighten it down, take another one off, and put the other one on. And the way that we do that is just go ahead and start with this bolt up here, take it off, put 1 tamper-proof nut on this side of the winch post, come down here to the bottom one, and go ahead and replace that nut with one of these. And there's also some Loctite, just to double down on that security. Just removing the cap here from our Loctite. We're gonna come over here, grab one of our tamper-proof 7/16 nuts, and to install this, so you're gonna see the socket and you're initially gonna want to use a ratchet. You can't do that due to the length of the bolts. So what we recommend is either a 1-inch wrench, which is the diameter of this here, or a adjustable. We're gonna come down here. We removed our 7/16 nut, nylon insert nut, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of this Loctite here and just put it on these couple threads, just like that. Go ahead and get this guy started. Just run it all the way down. You can also grab your socket there just to make it a little bit easier. Just gotta find those grooves. Just tighten that down as you would a regular nut. I'm also tightening it from the bolt side as well. And then you can just go ahead and repeat that process on the other side of your winch post. Now that we have our 2 7/16 tamper-proof nuts installed, we're gonna move to our Union, our 5/16 bolts. We're gonna go ahead and remove one of the nuts from this. Gonna go ahead and put some of our Loctite on here. Go ahead and get our tamper-proof nut started. Just run that in. Get that fitted on there. Switch our ratchet to tighten. Go ahead and tighten it from the bolt side. And that should do it. And for our last and final step on our 3-step installation, the foam type here that the customer selected, we're gonna go ahead and apply those to each step. You'll find in each pack a thorough instructions. It just says, you know, make sure that the steps don't have any dust or anything like that that may cause any issues with the adhesive. But let's go ahead and get them open. And just as a reminder, this foam was an upgrade that the customer chose. And of course he chose the purple and black to match the color of his boat. If you don't want to go with the upgrade, you can do the anti-slip grip tape for no additional charge on top of your step purchase. And these both install the same. This is just a big sticker basically. Peel the back off and stick it to your step. Back to our foam here. We're gonna go ahead and remove them from the bag. Here you're gonna find your instructions. It's gonna show you A, B, and C. You're gonna find that labeled here on the bottom of each of your step pads. So your bottom step pad is just a little bit bigger than your middle step pad, so you wanna make sure you get those on there. Like I said, it's just like a big sticker. Just remove the back. Come down here to your step. Make sure it's free of any debris. Just dust that off. Apply it to your step. Press down on the corners hard. And then just go ahead and press it down. And of course, these are gonna adhere the best after they get walked on, but this is a 3M backing, so you won't have to worry about them coming off. Our step systems, the 3 and 4 step, are both rated for a weight limit of 450 pounds. And another question that we get often asked is about the overall height of our step systems. With the 3-step system, you have an overall height and your what we call the rise of 26 inches. If you wanted to do the 4-step upgrade, it has an overall height of 28 inches. The overall height of our step systems, it doesn't matter if you get the 3 or 4 step, they will fit in a standard size garage. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that our instructions were helpful to you, whether you've already purchased our steps or you plan to. We make steps for every boat and every trailer. Visit our website, BoatEFX.com, to check out all of our options. And if you already have our steps, take part in any of the upgrades. If you do have any questions or concerns, please contact us at any time. Thank you.